What's up guys, Logan here, and today we are back with another video on doing some cylinder head casting. At the end of the last video, I said we're going to be moving on to doing a full-size casting this video, and we will, but first I'm going to do one more 50% casting because there's a couple areas I want to see if I can improve before we move to the full size. And what I've come up with to fix those couple issues is I have printed all of these attached to it. Should make it a little bit easier. And on the intake side, I've added 3 feeders of decent volume that should be able to feed this as it shrinks. And then on the gating system, which is this here, I have added this. This is completely new and it should feed the cam chain galley, the thin section of the outer side of the head. And that should be able to hopefully get more material in there quicker so it's not prematurely solidifying. Now I'm going to get the cylinder head ready for casting, and if you want to see that, I've already done it in several videos before, so you can go check them out after this video. And a few hours later on the computer, I have come up with this as the new gating design. Now don't worry, it has a bunch of other pieces which I will attach to it just to make it easier to print. It should be a lot smoother hopefully than the previous one where the aluminium would come down in here, and I would imagine it is quite turbulent in here, and with it coming in at a more gradual angle, it should hopefully have less inclusions and be a lot better quality casting. To make this mold, I'm going to have to start cutting up some stainless. I'm going to make a nice tight fit around this, so I'm not going to be wasting investment this time. A quick update on this ridiculously complicated flask that I'm making. So pretty much, I'm trying to make it as tight as humanly possible. I'm not going to lie, this section here mentally broke me, and I had to take a wee break because I was sick of cutting and welding pretty much, and I thought it'd be a lot quicker than it was. So yeah, I've done some panel beating with the heat. Pretty happy with this section. That'll go on there, and then the full size plastic printout will go in there, and then I'll be able to make a mold. Now I am using PLA again instead of the polycast for this one, just because of I don't have enough polycasts pretty much to do it. So I've ordered some more. Do this with this one. It should be alright, but I'm pretty skeptical that it's going to turn out perfect the first time, so I thought there's no point wasting the good stuff on a test. And the box is all welded together, and I even made it watertight, so I'm pretty happy with it. Now there's a couple more things I got to do. I'm going to make some legs on each of the 4 corners so that it is stable, because at the moment it could easily fall over, and I don't want that happening when I'm doing any casting. And I'm also going to make a handle which can be moved out of the way, so let's cut to that being done. And just like that, I have some legs on my flask, so it's nice and stable, and I also have my nice removable handle so I can easily pick it up and it's nice and balanced and not going to make a mess. Next, I need to make a vacuum pump. No, that's not what I'm making. Next, I'm going to make a vacuum chamber so I can vacuum the investment before I put it in here, because I've been meaning to do that for ages. And the vacuum chamber itself is going to be possibly made out of this hot water thingamajig that the mother-in-law dropped off. She picked it up for 20 bucks, so happy she's helping out. And first up, I'm going to have to get rid of the hot water spout thing. Hopefully this is strong enough. I may need to brace it with some internal rings, but we'll just have to wait and see, as it may crumple like a tin can. Vacuum chamber's coming along nicely. I have attached my T-junction here. It is all sealed up there. This fitting here, which will go to the compressor. The bottom one's blanked off, and then I've got a cheap gauge on here, which was from AliExpress, so we'll just have to wait and see. I don't actually know if that's going to work. Now, quick wee tip, if you've got a rubber fitting or something like an intake rubber that is too tight and you can't get it onto the fitting you're trying to get it on, bit of heat from the heat gun. Not too hot, not melting it, but just softening it up a bit so it'll slide on, make life a lot easier. Right, I'm going to turn this on and see if we can lower the pressure inside our vacuum chamber. Here we go. It's going to be noisy. Right, now that was a good wee test, and as I suspected, our cheap knockoff gauge is a pressure gauge and not a vacuum gauge, even though that's what I ordered. But as you can see, the lid is stuck on there nice and tight, so there is a vacuum of some sort in there, or it's lower pressure. Now I've realized that there is no way for me to get that lid off, so I'm going to put a release valve essentially to let the air back into the vacuum chamber in there, so I need to order one of them, a wee tap of some sort. And yeah, then I'll be ready to vacuum stuff. Now I've ordered some more parts for the vacuum chamber. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it as it is and just make do for this casting, and then once the new parts arrive, upgrade it then. On this full-size casting, I'm planning on degassing the molten metal, which is something new again, so I have gone ahead and made myself, out of some welding wire, a wand essentially, so I can be a fairy princess of horsepower. Now the last two things on today's list is I have to reinforce the vacuum chamber so it does not implode on itself. Now I also need to get a bandsaw, which I've been given from a friend, up and running and give it a damn good clean. Very sparky. If anyone knows anything about these, I'm open to suggestions. Just finished installing the bands in the vacuum chamber, and yep, I guess you could say it is now ribbed for her pleasure. I am going to give it a test run and just with nothing in it and see if it's going to implode, because I don't want it to implode if there's actually something in there. You probably can't see that on camera, but my 10mm plate on top is now concave and has a bit of a dish to it. The 3D print and the flask are all assembled. I have the handle on, I have a intake manifold rubber just holding it so it's not going to move too much, and now I'm going to start mixing up the investment. Mold's all ready to go. I'm going to let it set overnight and then it'll be straight into the kiln first thing in the morning. The vacuum chamber worked not too bad, but I definitely think I'm going to have to go butcher a fridge and take the compressor out of the back of one of them, because I think my air compressor is not ideal for what I want to use it for, because essentially I can actually see oil vapor come back through the vacuum line, which I think is probably not ideal for mixing it in with the investment. Now we're approaching doing the casting for the full size cylinder head. So as you can see down in there, the mold is just cooling down now from being burnt out. Crucible is going to be pretty close to capacity, but according to my calculations, it's all going to fit. Not going to lie, I kind of feel like a hobo trying to keep warm.
I'm giving her all she's got, Captain!
excited. I've got it loose. It's moving in the flask, so now I've got to whip the handle off and get it out of there. And I also spent a couple minutes finishing off this one because I sort of just put it to the side and not finish it. And as you can see, the top was much better filled out with the alterations I made, and as far as this one had a whole bunch of holes and stuff near the intake, this one had one. So there's a small hole there. But as far as around the intake, the water jacket and everything was fully formed, so I was pretty happy with this, and the surface quality was pretty good. There was some abnormalities, but I think I figured out why that was. Not pretty, is it? But I knew that was going to be the case because I used this PLA filament, which does not burn away as nice as the expensive polycast. So to get this to the quality I want, I am going to use the polycast for the next one, and it'll be a lot prettier and a lot structurally better and less holes, and just everything all around will be better if I use polycast. It's just about 4 times the price. That's why I didn't use it for this one. And so I've got to alter the gating system, use polycast as the printing material. I'm going to burn it out upside down because I think that has been causing another issue with the surface quality on the bottom. I was having accumulation of whatever was left in the mold from the polycast, or maybe some residue from the investment. So with those 3 things and some alterations, hopefully, fingers crossed, the next one, full size, is usable. Now, if you guys want to let me know that you want to see more casting in this engine fabrication series, a like and subscribe goes a long way. And on that note, this has been Logan from the Motorcycle Forge. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time.